Okay, I'll just write it on cholera. Cholera. So what is cholera? It's a disease caused by Vibrio cholerae. Vibrio cholerae. cholerae cholerae. ठीक है. So you have two types TYPS of V cholerae. CHOLORE cholerae. V cholerae. First type is halophilic type. Second is non-halophilic type. Halophilic type likes to live in 10%, 7 to 10% of salt, salt in water, WAT water. And non-halophilic lives in about 1% of salt, SALT in water, WATER. From this, what do we know? What do we understand? This cholera is comma shaped, COMMA shaped, SHAPED, gram negative bacilli, BACILLI bacilli. Okay. So what do we understand from this? Cholera is gram negative bacilli. We see that this is after this, what we can say about cholera is pathogenesis of cholera. Okay, pathogenesis of cholera. So first, how does cholera enter inside the man? Like, how does it enter into the man? From food and seawater, water. From contaminated seawater, contaminated water, and 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 seafood. Seafood also contains cholera. Seawater, seafood, contaminated food and water. Okay. Then what happens when it cholera? What happens is when it reaches the GIT. It reaches the mucosa first. Mucosa is reached first. From there, from the mucosa, it goes to the mucosal epithelium. How does it go to the mucosal epithelium? Cholera has three things. First, its motility. Its really motile organism. So motility. Okay, my spelling of motility is wrong. Motility. Cholera is a really motile organism. So when it can move very fast. So because of its fast movement, it can easily reach from mucosa to mucosal epithelium. Second thing, it is releasing mucinase. This destroys the mucosa. Third thing it releases is protein hemagglutinin. Protease hemagglutinin, or also known as cholera lectin. Also, I'll write it here because it's clear. Protease hemagglutinin or cholera lectin produces cholera lectin. After it produces cholera lectin, this one it destroys the fibrin. And it destroys the lectin layers are destroyed. Fibrin and lectin layers are destroyed. So then it goes into the mucosal epithelium. After going into the mucosal epithelium, what does it do? After mucosal epithelium, it reached mucosal epithelium. What does it do there? There it produces toxins. Now remember heat labile toxin of E. coli. Cholera toxin is similar to cholera toxin. Cholera toxin is very similar to that. So what does cholera toxin do? Cholera toxin will have two toxins. Has these two fragments called A fragment and B fragment. So the A fragment the B fragment. Okay, the B fragment binds to what? G1 ganglioside, GANGLI ganglioside, SIDE ganglioside, and the A toxin binds to what? GTP protein, G protein, PROTEIN protein. It gives ATP to the G protein. ATP is given to the G protein, and then G protein produces what? Adenyl cyclase. From adenyl cyclase, what is produced? AMP is produced. The arrow should be this way. The arrow should be this way. ATP is given to the G protein. A-toxin is giving ATP to the G protein. Then what happens? Adenyl cyclase is produced. AMP produced. AMP levels increase. What happens? NaCl chloride जो होता है chloride, it enters the lumen. It enters the lumen of the enters into the lumen LUMEN OF of GIT. Enters into the lumen of GIT. Lumens of the GIT, and then H2O also enters. H2O also enters. ENTERS H2O also enters. What happens is H2O also enters. H2O also enters, and after H2O enters, diarrhea occurs. Diarrhea occurs. I'll explain one more time this concept. So this is suppose your cell. This is your enterocyte. Okay, this is the epithelial cell. Inside the epithelial cell, what is happening here is B fragment is binding onto the G1 ganglioside. Okay, this is G1 ganglioside. B fragment bind to there. Now here there is G protein, PROTEIN, G protein. The A fragment is coming and binding onto this G protein. Okay, it is giving ATP to the G protein. It is giving ATP. Okay, after this is given ATP, let's think of money. Okay, think of one person is giving you money. After one person gave you money, he wants you to do something. So what you will do? You will make some proteins for him. So the G protein starts to make adenyl cyclase for him. Adenyl cyclase is made. After making adenyl cyclase, what happens? AMP is produced. AMP is increased. If AMP is increased, then what happens? If you're making proteins, if you're making some sugar, or if you're making, let's say you're making sugar. If you make sugar, what will happen? Ants will come. So similarly, sodium and chloride are coming in like sitting here. Okay, sodium and chloride level increases in the gut. Inside the lumen, sodium chloride level increases. If sodium chloride level increases, what happens? If ants are there, then what other animals will also be there. For example, anteater will be there. So H2O will also follow. Inside this H2O also comes. H2O comes because sodium chloride increases. H2O will also come. What happens is diarrhea. Outcome is diarrhea. So this is what happens. Okay, next. Okay, what are the symptoms and signs of cholera? Symptoms of cholera. First is vomiting, strong vomiting. Second is rice water stools. Okay, rice water stools. You will see diarrhea. Inside this diarrhea, diarrhea. Inside this diarrhea, there is rice water like stools, and the person is going to the bathroom more than 10 times, 10 plus times, more than 10 times in an hour. Within an hour, he is going more than 10 times. Severe dehydration. He's going through severe dehydration. Fourth would be shock. This is a complication. These are complications. Complications could be shock, hypovolemic shock. And there is sunkenness in the eyes. Sunkenness in eyes. Sunken eyes. Okay, these are like the complications of cholera, and these are the symptoms of cholera. Then what we talk about is lab diagnosis of cholera. Lab diagnosis of cholera. First thing we will talk about is staining. Okay, staining. What is the sample you're gonna take? Stool sample. You're gonna take stool sample. Okay, stool sample you're gonna take. Staining. Okay, staining mein what will you take? Staining mein you will take gram stain. And what will you see? Comma shaped gram negative bacilli. BACILLI bacilli. Then you will take what? You will take hanging drop preparation. DROP preparation. PRATI. What will you see in the hanging drop preparation? In the hanging drop preparation, you will see darting motility or shooting star motility. What motility? Shooting star. First, always you have to do staining. Gram staining is always first. After staining, you are going to do other tests such as hanging drop preparation. Hanging drop preparation is done by using like slide, and you use the KCl, or you use iodine, and you put that iodine and you put that Ki on the slide, or you can use just plain water, H2 also you can use, and you can just do it like at the clinics. It is the first test there is in the clinics. If you, in case you don't have staining, or if you don't have any high tech laboratories, then you can do hanging drop preparation of cholera. It is they ask questions in exams that if there's a PHC, and what is the first test that we can do, so we can do hanging drop preparation as a first test in case if we don't have biggest laboratories. Okay, so that is hanging drop preparations. And then darting motility or shooting motility is seen, shooting star motility is seen, shooting star motility is seen, shooting star motility. Next thing is culture. Okay, next thing is culture. So there are like three types of culture. First is like alkaline peptone water, WATER, alkaline peptone water. First is this one. First is enrichment media. Okay, enrichment media. First is enrichment media in that alkaline peptone water, and Monsoon's peptone water. Okay, WPTR, Monsoon's peptone water. Second, you will get like selective media, MEDIA, selective media. You're gonna get TCBS agar, AGAR agar, and then you're gonna get bile salt agar, AGAR, and also you're gonna get Monsoon's bile salt agar, Monsoon's TCBS agar, AGA, Monsoon's TCBS agar. Then you're gonna get differential media. You're gonna get, what are you gonna get? McConkey agar, AGA, agar. Then in McConkey agar, what are you gonna get? Cholera, non-lactose fermenting colonies, which means what? It is yellow in color, yellow color. Yellow color. Next thing, what will you do? Next thing you will do Malditoff, and VTech. Always first is gram staining, then is hanging drop preparation, then is culture. In culture you have done selective media, differential media, and enrichment media. After all these three media you do the automated system. Always do the automated system in the end after culture, Malditoff and VTech. Then you do serological studies, STUDIE, serological studies where you do ELISA, immunofluorescence assay. Then you can do what? Then you can do molecular study. In molecular study you will do PCR and biofire film array. Okay, RT-PCR. You can do nucleic acid amplification test, TAST test, amplification test. Okay, then after that, what will you do after nucleic acid? Then there is genotyping, biotyping, serogrouping, and serotyping. So there are three serotypes: 0 to 139, 0 to 200, and non 0 to 139. 0 to 139 has two biotypes: classical, and ELTOR, ELTOR, classical and ELTOR. Classical and ELTOR together both have three serotypes: Inaba, Hikojima, and Ogawa. Also, one more test that we do here is the string test. TST. How to give cholera? How to treatment? What is the treatment for cholera? Treatment for cholera would be TAB, tab, azithromycin, or erythromycin. Erythromycin, tab erythromycin. Okay, mostly. This is only given in severe situations. Mostly ORS, and if more severe situation, then DHA, DHAK fluid, FLUID fluid, or ringer lactate fluid is given. Ringer lactate fluid is given. Thank you.